What's up, y'all? It's Em the Goddess. If you want to check out my shorter video for the Glacial Trail Chimps, you can go ahead and check that out. I did want to go ahead and do a live stream since this is one of the more difficult maps. And we'll do step by step, and we'll go ahead and we're going to start by placing Sadia here, and she's going to hold all the way up until round 8. While we're waiting to place the next tower, just so people understand, this map is towers freeze every 10 rounds apart from the ice monkey. So we're definitely going to take advantage of that and use icicle and pale. And so placement is key on towers and placing them. So make sure you follow this exact strategy or your towers might freeze and you might lose. So at the end of round 8, we're going to go ahead and place a druid here. And then we're going to go ahead and let this play all the way to the end of round 13. And as you're placing things, make sure you're mindful because there's not a lot of space on where we're placing some of these monkeys. And in the later rounds, we are going to be placing the ice monkey next to Sadia. And then you'll see when we place the spike factories that we are going to be placing 2 spike factories and an alchemist. So placement is key, and making sure that you leave space for all of your towers is super important. You don't need to use the ability. If you want to, you can go ahead, but this is going to hold all the way up until the end of round 13. All right, at the end of round 13, guys, we're going to go ahead and we are going to place a spike factory. Make sure you put it as far to the right and as high up as it will go. Take your time when placing this. To make sure that we leave plenty of space for the other 2 towers that we're going to put there later on. And after round 14, we're going to go ahead and upgrade our druid to the middle path once. And now we're going to be focusing on upgrading our druid, and making sure you upgrade the same paths that I do is important to make sure that you don't leak any balloons. So we're going to upgrade the druid top path once as well. And now we're going to start focusing on Heart of Oak next. You can do this mid round 17, but you can wait until after the round if you want. Our druid is going to freeze, but don't worry, Sadia and the spike are going to hold, and we are going to save our money to upgrade our druid again. So our druid's going to be froze this round, the following round, and then this round, because it will freeze for 2 rounds. And we're going to be saving for Druid of the Jungle. So at the end of round 21, you'll have enough for Druid of the Jungle, and we are going to go ahead and upgrade that. And now we're going to start saving for the spike factory. We're going to start upgrading the spike factory. You won't need to use any ability until round 28. As we get closer, I'll show you. But as these rounds end, go ahead and start upgrading your spike factory. And we're going to upgrade the top path 3 times first, and then the bottom path twice. In the next round, the first set of lead is going to come out, and our druid is going to freeze on round 28. So we are going to have to use Sadia's ability to go ahead and pop the lead. So as soon as round 28 starts, go ahead and use Sadia's ability just like this. And now we're just going to sit back and wait until we can upgrade the spiked balls here on our first spike factory. So you can just go ahead and continue the rounds as you're waiting to upgrade. And we should have enough at the end of round 33, but I do believe our spike factory is going to freeze at this point, but it is okay. We're going to be able to hold all the way up until we can upgrade it. And at the end of round 34, you're going to see that our spike factory is going to go ahead and unfreeze. So once that goes ahead and unfreeze, we're going to go ahead and upgrade the spiked balls, and then we're going to go ahead and upgrade the bottom path twice, and then we're going to go ahead and mark this as strong or as smart over here. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to have to use Sadia's ability in the next upcoming rounds, but for these, we're just going to go ahead and let it ride out. And don't worry about the camos coming through here. Even though Sadia is frozen, the spiked balls are going to hold for those camos. So where it can look intimidating that camos are coming down, it's completely okay. Now, on the next one, we are going to have to use Sadia's ability for round 38 because our druid is going to freeze. Now, when we do this, I suggest putting this on slow because we're going to want to time this right and go ahead and mark this so it can get the majority of the lead balloons on here for this round. And then we are going to go ahead and use Sadia's ability again on 39. If it helps, you can go ahead and slow it down. I personally like to use Sadia's ability as they start getting towards the end on here. So you can slow it down if you want and then go ahead and do this. It's just going to add extra defense here. And then at the end of round 39, we are going to need a little bit more defense for the mob. So when you place this alchemist, make sure that you kind of position it where I do because we are going to be putting another spike factory here later on. And we're going to go ahead and upgrade our alchemist to a 3-2-0. And this is going to hold for round 40. I know it can look intimidating that the mob's coming down, but this will hold on here. For the next round, you're just going to go ahead and let this go. And then we're going to go ahead and start building our ice monkey on the next round. And we're going to be placing our ice monkey next to Sadia. All right, so go ahead and we're going to be placing our ice monkey here, and we're going to be doing the bottom path, and then we're going to be using the top path twice. You are going to be a little bit of short of money, but that's okay. You can wait to the next round and then just go ahead and upgrade that path after the next round. So this is going to hold for a decent amount of time. The next thing that we're going to end up upgrading is going to be Jungle's Bounty on here. So you can go ahead and let this ride out until we have enough. Remember at the beginning of the video, our ice monkey is not going to freeze on any of the rounds. So it's a guaranteed monkey throughout all of the rounds. So we wanted to kind of get that out there as early as possible. And we will be upgrading this all the way as we get more, as we get further along. And then now we have enough to go ahead and upgrade our druid. So we are good here. And at this point, we are good all the way up until round 50. So we're just going to go ahead and let this ride out. And on round 50, you'll see we're going to go ahead and use Sadia's ability, but until then, just go ahead and forward these rounds. There's nothing that you need to do while we're waiting on here. All right, on the start of round 50, the first mob is going to come out. There's going to be a mob that comes out first. Go ahead and use your ability right away to go ahead and get that first mob there. And the rest, you can just go ahead and let it, like everything will pop. You don't need to do anything else. So this next round is going to be a little tricky, but it's not, you're going to want to put this on slow. So before I start in the mid round of 51, so our next round, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be placing a discount village. And then we're also going to be placing our first helicopter here. So I suggest when this round starts, putting it on slow. So I'll go ahead and start, put it on slow, go ahead and place your village and do the discount village. And then we're going to go ahead and put our helicopter and upgrade to a 302. And you should have plenty of time as you're upgrading that. And that was one of the hardest parts throughout the entire game, is just doing that mid-round. And now we're going to go ahead and let this go pretty much all the way to round 59. This is going to hold all the way to round 59. At round 59, we'll be putting an additional spike, and you'll see that. But no abilities or anything are going to be needed. So it's going to be kind of smooth sailing all the way up until round 59. And while we're waiting till round 59, please let me know if you like these. I know on the harder expert maps, it can be a little difficult, even with some of the shorter guides. So if you like something like these live streams that kind of go step by step where you can go together, please let me know in the comments, and I can do more of these if you guys find these helpful. And feel free, you can use Sadia's ability, but you don't need to. I personally just going to let it go. As you can see, this is going to hold throughout the entire thing. So we'll go ahead and just wait all the way up until the end of round 59. All right, hold on 1 second. Okay, at the end of round 59, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be placing another spike. It will fit. You're going to go ahead and do a 302 and put it on smart. And then I personally go ahead and use Sadia's ability on round 60 as added defense as well. All right, I apologize, guys. I had to step away for just a second. Okay, so now that we beat round 60, we are going to wait to save up for our helicopter on here. It can look a little intimidating as we're waiting, but this is going to hold for us. And we'll be upgrading our helicopter to a 402 once we get enough money. And as you see, guys, as you're waiting, this can seem intimidating, these maps, but as you get down the timing and placing your towers, this map isn't a bad map for chimps, and it's rather easy. It's just getting your placement down at the right time. And this is going to hold all the way up until the icicle impale. So we are going to be saving up for this now. So it's going to be a little tedious right now to save up for this, because we have quite a way to do, but this is going to hold all the way. So I apologize for the long wait on this. So if you want to go ahead and fast forward, you can, but you can just wait with me and then wait until we have enough. And as we're waiting, guys, as I've stressed with a lot of the chimp videos and stuff. A lot of times when people first start chimps, I see a lot of people placing a ton of towers, thinking that that's going to be the best strategy on defeating chimps. But personally, less is more on chimps. You really want strong towers that are going to help you late game. So even though it doesn't seem like potentially you have a lot of towers out there, you can have a strong defense with limited amount of towers. And I know some of these rounds can seem a little scary as you're seeing the balloons, but as you see, I'm not using any abilities right now, and this does hold. So where it can look a little scary at some points, it will hold, as you can see. And we're almost to that icicle impale. It's 32,000. This is going to be critical because this particular tower, like I said, all the ice monkeys do not freeze on this map. So I highly suggest, even if you don't use like the path that I'm doing, that you use an ice monkey, because it can be a really good defense, because you know it's going to be a tower that you have every round on here. But I personally like the bottom path on this one crossed with the top path, because this is going to help with the mobs later on, especially the stronger ones when we get to the rounds in the 90s. All right, we have enough for the icicle impale here. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and we're going to be adding camo and the grow blocker to our helicopter for added defense. This is going to freeze here, so we can just wait to do this. But now that we have our icicle impale, this is definitely going to help with the round 80 here. So we're just going to go ahead and let the next two rounds go ahead and ride out. As you see, this is going to hold all the way for round 80 and then 81. So there's nothing that you need to do. Alrighty, our towers are unfroze, so we're going to go ahead and do grow blocker, radar scan, and monkey intelligence bureau here. And we are going to go ahead and let this play out. Okay, so as added defense, we're going to also go ahead and place an alchemist to help buff our helicopter. And as you see, we're going to do a 4-2-0 on here, and we are all set. So this is actually the defense that we have is going to hold all the way up until the until 91. So we're just going to be waiting all the way up until round 91. So again, I apologize for the wait here, but as you'll notice, a lot of these chimps, there's a lot that you have to do at the beginning. And then once you kind of get your base down, it's a lot of waiting to upgrade some of the things or upgrading additional defense. And the next thing that we will be adding is going to be our alchemist, another alchemist to help buff our ice monkey. But remember, even though we have enough money, we don't want to place it now because remember, towers freeze. And if we place it wrong, then we will potentially lose pending when it's froze because it freezes every 10 rounds. So with this map, it's good to be patient. Even if you have the money to place towers that I'm placing already, is to place them as I'm placing them because of the timing that we need to on this particular map. And as you see, this is just going to hold. So you got through the hard part of Glacial Trail. Congratulations. And we are almost to the finish line. I know at times it could seem like this map is impossible, but I think doing a live stream kind of shows that this can be easily done with a little bit of patience and knowing when to place towers. I'm sure there's a ton of other strategies out there that's going to help with this map as well. And if you have a different strategy, please let me know what your strategy is for Glacial Trail as well too. So 89, again, we're just going to sit here and wait. And even though some of our towers are froze and it can seem a little scary, we have enough defense because we timed our towers right of what we needed. And 90, same thing. So our helicopters froze and there's a lot of towers froze and this looks intimidating, but our ice monkey, like I said, that bottom path, really helpful towards the end of the later rounds as our helicopter and some of our towers freeze as well too. Now on 91, I personally like to go ahead and use Sadia's ability on here as those regrow balloons are coming. So just as an added defense, and then the ice monkey is going to help clear up all of those mobs on there. So feel free to slow this down on 91 as well. So now that we are at the end of round 91, we're going to go ahead and we are going to buff our ice monkey here just as added support, and we're going to do a 3-2-0. And as you see, it's in range, so it'll help buff Sadia and it's going to help buff our ice monkey as well. And since this freezes every 10 rounds, we can go ahead and place our next helicopter here. So we can go ahead and do this because this isn't going to freeze for the remaining of the game. So we're going to do a 2-0 and then we're going to do a 4 cross path here. And make sure, which there's not a lot of room, so it should be in range of your tower and your alchemist as well too. So we'll go ahead, and at this point you've hit a really easy point because you have all of your main defenses out here at this point, and we're already on round 92. So if you're still with me, hopefully you're where I'm at now too. So now we're just going to go ahead and we are going to wait. As you see, it can look a little scary with these mobs coming, but especially, like I said, I personally love this ice monkey and I love the cross path of this. And since nothing's going to freeze, I know on my other video I placed these out at round 99, but we can go ahead and actually place these after this round to go ahead and start. So we're going to go ahead and place a sub. I put it right here because we're going to buff it with an alchemist, and we're going to do a 2-4 cross path. We're actually going to be doing 2 of these, so if you want to go ahead and just start building these, you can, because like I said, nothing's going to freeze any towers that we add at this point, just because it's past that 10 mark on going to round 100. So this is good that you can just add like an added defense throughout these if you want. Feel free to use Sadia's abilities if you want. You don't have to on here, but we can just slowly start upgrading our other sub here as well too. Alrighty, we are almost there. Let's go ahead and just help boost our 2 back spike factories. We'll go ahead and upgrade this, but we are still going to go ahead and save for our first strike ability on our second sub, which we will have money for, as you see, because we're only on round 97 out of 100. And we're going to go ahead and push through round 98 here because we're saving for that other first strike ability. And 98, I know there's lots of mobs coming out and lots of balloons, but as you're going to see here, this is going to hold here all the way up. So now we're going to go ahead and place this, and then we are also going to go ahead and place our alchemist, and we are going to go ahead and buff this with a 420 on here for this, and we'll go ahead and let round 99 play out. Alrighty, for round 100 that's going to start out, we are going to have some towers that are going to freeze over here. If you want, you can go ahead and place just to help additionally buff our other heli pilot. As soon as round 100 starts, please use your abilities right away, and as soon as they refresh, if you want to go ahead and put it on slow, go ahead and put it on slow and start doing your abilities right away. And just keep using all of your abilities as you see as soon as they refresh here. Like I said, put it on slow as you want. You can put it on fast if you want, whichever you prefer. We can go ahead and speed this up because we already used our abilities here. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope that this live stream helped a lot of people. If you liked it, please drop a comment. Let me know. If you prefer the shorter videos, please let me know as well. Thanks.